want to go back in time today and tell you a bit of a story from my musical past. And it is a story of not underestimating how important one person seeing your music really can be. I want to tell you the story about a gig that I did where basically no one showed up. In fact, a handful of people showed up that were not directly involved with the gig, i.e. it was my band, it was a support band, it was the person who drove us, and that was about it. It was one of the most important gigs that I've ever done because it opened so many doors, and it's amazing. It's amazing how such a seemingly insignificant night on the surface turned into being something that basically snowballed the success of what I was doing at that time with that band. So we're gonna go back to a time where I was touring with a band which I'd put together myself. We did a gig in a place in North Devon in the UK, and it was a paid event, like people were paying tickets to get in the door, and it was pretty much empty. One might think that this is a little bit of a flop. Actually, that's an understatement. That's an understatement. It was a big flop because it was a big room. Now, I didn't want to waste this opportunity because I always think of everything as an opportunity if I can. Especially with this, I thought even if I just get the bar staff to become fans, it will be worth it because that's, you know, one or two more people who can shout about the band to their friends, and that's how it grows. You just need one fan at a time and eventually it just builds up. And so I was determined to still put on a great show, to get as many pictures as I could of like me and the guys performing, obviously not with the crowd and the pictures, but you know, just putting on a great show even if it was just for the bar staff. Now, two people I didn't know showed up. I didn't know who these people were. I was just determined that whoever was gonna see us was gonna get us at our best, right? And one of them was this very tall man with a beard and long hair, and he ended up taking loads and loads of pictures that night, which was really, really cool. So we finished up the gig and really gave it our all and didn't really think much of it afterwards. And then later that evening, we were tagged in a Facebook post, and the Facebook post was from this very tall, long-haired, big-bearded, taking loads of photos man. It turned out that he was a promoter, and from that one gig, we ended up getting several other gigs booked because this one guy saw us when we were basically playing to an empty room and wanted to introduce us to these other venues that he was a promoter for. And he wrote this really long Facebook post. Essentially, he compared us to bands like Angelfish and No Doubt stuff, which was really cool because I don't know about you other female singers who are in alternative or rock bands, but I feel like we always get compared to Hayley Williams. And Hayley Williams is awesome, like she's such a cool chick, but she's not the only person that you can sound like. So to be compared with other people, like I like Garbage, like I'm only happy when it rains. Like it's so freaking cool. So to get compared with like these legends was amazing. To get more opportunities was amazing. And we went on to perform at a multitude of different venues and got new fans off the back of all of those. So it was like a snowball effect. It wouldn't have happened if we'd just given up on that day. I wasn't expecting to be able to find it, but I found it. The headliner, which was my band, were amazing, full of energy and passion. Again, their original set of songs reminded me of the Pretty Reckless. Rocky and No Doubt and Angelfish. Looked them up, the previous band of current Garbage singer. Unbelievable that this young band only formed last year. They rocked the stage as pros. The charismatic singer, that's me, sang, screamed and crooned her heart out, headbanging and dancing on and off the stage. Absolutely a must to watch live. Hopefully again soon. And then he recommends us to another venue. My full recommendation, you know my word is good for it. I can't say it enough. Come and see local bands at your local venues. That is a pretty hefty Facebook post. and very, very kind to myself and the band that I'd formed at the time. Literally mental. And from there we got to play with much bigger audiences because of this one person who came to our gig and checked us out and gave us a shot. And yeah, after that we did play to some pretty much full houses, and I do think that this was a part of that, an important part of that. So reading that back, it gives me such vibes. This was back in 2017, so we're talking 5 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long since I was in that band. One last thing I want to say is that when you make connections like this, it doesn't matter whether you change bands or you go on to do something else. The people who believed in you back then are still a connection, still someone I could contact or get in touch with if I wanted to do more gigs down the road, maybe with a different lineup. You know, these things don't just stop with the project that you're in. The connections live on and the memories live on, and that is such a powerful thing, because now I'm creating a new project. Who knows, at some point I might want to cut my teeth on some gigs around the UK, and I know exactly who to contact, and I've already given them a great impression of what I can do. And so I think it's really good to think long term about how you come across. It's never guaranteed that who's in the audience is someone who can open doors for you, but there's always that possibility. And I think carrying that mindset into any gig that you do, any situation that you're in, if you don't know the people that you're performing to, who knows what opportunities could await for you and your music. I hope this inspires you to perform with all the gusto that you've got, no matter who's in the audience, because you never know. Oh, it's clearly too much excitement for one day.